Hello and hi everyone. It's me again, Hafiz from Asia Pacific University of Technology and Innovation. So today I will be brief you on the technical part of the loan application for the PTPTN online application as well the anything related to the PTPTN loan application. So I will brief you accordingly. So without further ado, let me just share my slide with you. Okay, so today we'll be going for guidelines on the PTPTN loan application for diploma program as well as degree program. So first of all, for Asia Pacific University as well as Asia Pacific Institute of Information Technology, we have a PTPTN team which focus to assist all the students in terms of the loan application process. So the first one is myself, I'm Mr. Muhammad Shahidil Hafiz, and there will be my colleague, Ms. Nur Firdaus, as well as Mr. Muhammad Fahmi, who will be in charge of assisting you in terms of the PTPTN issues or any inquiries that you need us to assist. Yeah. So next, without further ado, we straight away go to what is PTPTN. For those who are first time, maybe you're not sure what is PTPTN, what did PTPTN do. So PTPTN stand for Perbadanan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Nasional or National Higher Education Fund Corporations. So there are three main roles played by PTPTN, which is the first one, they are providing a study loan specifically for tertiary education for local Malaysian students. And then they are also do a collection of the loan repayment, and they are providing an education saving plan, which is the SSPNI Prime and the SSPNI Plus. So next, we will be see what is the criteria for the student to apply for the PTPTN loan. So the first one, you need to be a Malaysian citizen, you are age 45 years and below, and you are accepted to continue study in Asia Pacific University or Asia Pacific Institute of Information Technology. And then the remaining period of your study must be at least 13 months by the time you apply for the loan. And another thing, you are not receiving any full scholarship from any organization or body. And then to apply for the loan, you need to ensure that you have a SSPNI saving account. So the next one, I will brief you on the loan application schedule. So at the moment, we do have an application open until 30th of June. So for those students who have enrolled to APU or APID, you will need to apply the loan online application latest by 30th of June. Okay, so we are more focused on students who has enrolled and joined up to July intake. So if you have enrolled and accepted to continue your studies, including those who are just received their SPM result, if you have registered for a diploma program up to July intake, you may proceed with the PTPTN loan application latest by 30th of June. Okay. So next, we will go how much is the loan entitlement for the student. So for diploma program, there are three categories that provide by PTPTN. The first one is the maximum loan given by PTPTN. So for those students who are their parents are receiving the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia recipient for the current year, so if your parents are receiving the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia, so you will be receiving 8,000 ringgit per year, depending on the verification done by the PTPTN based on the latest data of Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia. If you are not under that particular categories, then you will be entitled for 5,100 ringgit per year, which your household income bracket should not exceed 8,000 ringgit per month. If the household income is exceeding 8,000 ringgit per month, basically you will be entitled for only 3,400 ringgit per year. As for degree program, same thing. If your parents are the recipient for the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia, you will be receiving 13,600 ringgit per year. And if they are income less than 8,000 ringgit but not applicable for the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia, so the student will be receiving 10,200 ringgit per year. And if the income is exceeding 8,000 ringgit per month, then student will be only receive around 6,800 ringgit per year. Okay, so basically this is the estimate amount given by PTPTN for a year. So next, we go to the loan application flow. So how is the process to apply for the PTPTN loan? So basically, for the for the loan application, students just need to submit the PTPTN online application, and then they will need to submit the PTPTN hard copy. And then latest when they have complete the loan hard copy, they just need to hand in to APU or any PTPTN office. Okay, so we go for the first step, which is the PTPTN online application. So before you proceed with the PTPTN online application, you are required to purchase a PTPTN online PIN. So to do so, if you are first time applying for the loan, you may just visit the link that we have provided in our guideline, or else you can just go to the PTPTN main website, go under e-perkhidmatan, and then you click on the permohonan pinjaman kali pertama. Once you have clicked it, you will need to fill in the student MyCard number, student IC number, and then you will need to create a password. So this is also important. Make sure when you are filling out the password, make sure you will remember the password that you fill in for this session, because later you will need to log in using this password that you have created. Yeah. And then once you have created the password, you will need to fill in your email and then proceed with the daftar. And then you are required to pay RM5 using the FPX banking. So you need to choose which bank that you are using for the online payment, and then you need to proceed. So once you have done with the process of the online payment, you will be receiving a receipt from PTPTN. So this receipt, we will strongly encourage you to screenshot and keep it with you as a reference, because sometimes if there's some error with the system, so when we are checking with PTPTN, basically they will ask for the official receipt from PTPTN to ensure that the transaction was successful, right? So once you have made the payment with the online banking, after that you are supposed to receive this official receipt with the PTPTN logo. So screenshot and save it in your phone or your computer. Next, you will need to go for the SPNI account. Okay, for the SPNI account, if you are underage, which is if your age below 18 years old, then for the SPNI account, you will need to fill in the pendeposit or the depositor's detail using your parent details. And then the student details should be as penerima manfaat. And then for jenis account, please choose account lain-lain. However, if you have already above 18 years old, then you may fill up your details or the student detail as pendeposit as well as for penerima manfaat. And for the jenis account, please choose account diri sendiri. Okay, for the SPN account, you may check with your parent, because some parents, they have already enrolled you for the SPNI account. Please do check with your parent. If let's say they have created the account for you, you may use the same account and no need to recreate the SPNI account. And then the third one, so same thing, when you are filling up the details, you have to fill up all the necessary details in the link, and then still proceed with the online payment. Use the bank that you are required, and then fill up the details of your email, then proceed. And later, once everything is done with the online banking, you will again receive official receipt from PTPTN. So same again, you will need to screenshot and keep this receipt if it's needed for future reference. Yeah. I think once you are done with the SPNI account, the third one is you have to create a CIMB account. So since today we are in 28th of June, so maybe it's too tight for you to go to open the account for CIMB, but it's fine. If you're not able to create the CIMB account, so you may just fill up the 10 digit of 0 for the account number in the butiran khusus section. So later, when you have successfully submitted the online application, you are still required to create the CIMB account, and we will help you to update the PTPTN with your latest CIMB account. And please note that the loan disbursement will be on hold until the actual CIMB account number is updated. Okay, let's say if you're not able to do that, you just fill in 10 digit of 0, and later we will help you to update with PTPTN the actual account number. All right, so now we go for the PTPTN online application. Like I have mentioned earlier, during the first step, which you are required to purchase the PIN, online PIN, you will need to create the online password. So this is the part where you will need to log in using the password that you have created. So you need to log in using your IC number and the password that you have created during the online PIN purchase. So you log in and you will see there will be an application with status of belum lengkap. So what you need to do, just click on the belum lengkap status, and then you are required to fill up your butiran peribadi. Butiran peribadi is the student details. You need to fill up the student details. And then once you have done, you click next. And then next part is you will need to fill up your parents' particulars for butiran ibu bapa. For this session, make sure if your parents are receiving the Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia, PTPTN will verify through your parents or your guardian IC number. So when you are filling up the detail, please recheck and make sure you fill it correctly. Yeah. And then once you have done with this session, you just click next. And then the last part is the butiran khusus. Okay. So for the butiran khusus or the course detail, if you're not sure what you need to fill for this session, please check with our team and we will assist you accordingly. In terms, we can also drop us email at ptptn@apu.edu.my and we will try our best to revert to you accordingly. Because this is a very important part, because if you do it wrongly, you cannot proceed with the loan application, and worst case scenario, you will need to cancel and reapply the loan. Okay, once you have done with these details, you just proceed with the Pangasahan. So you have to check again all the details that you have key in, starting from the butiran pribadi, butiran penjaga, as well as the butiran khusus. Everything must be correct. Then only you click on the Pangasahan. So as soon as you have clicked on the Pangasahan, you will see that the status will change from belum lengkap to sedang diproses. So this is the step that you need to do latest by 30th of June. Yeah. So I repeat, you need to do all these steps latest by 30th of June, and you need to ensure that the status of the application must be sedang diproses before the closing date of the online application, which is 30th of June. Okay, you proceed, and then as soon as you see it's sedang diproses, so you just need to wait. All right, so next step, once you have submitted the online application, you just need to wait for the PTPTN online pre-approval. So basically, the pre-approval will be released within 7 days after the closing date of the online application, which is latest is 30th of June for you to submit the online. So 30th is the last day for you to submit the online application. So basically, it will calculate 7 days or 7 working days after the closing date. Yeah. Once normally based on the previous application, the pre-approval was released on 8 or 9 of June. So we estimate that it will be the same for this particular application. So you may just log in again by 8 of July or 9 of July. You log into the same application website and you will see if it has been approved. The status will change from sedang diproses to diluluskan. So as soon as you see the status has changed to diluluskan, it means that you are now able to download the PTPTN loan agreements. So how to do that? You just need to click on the status diluluskan, and then on top it will mention permohonan anda telah diluluskan. Anda boleh muat turun surat tawaran anda dengan memekan pautan di sini. Okay, you just click on the di sini which highlighted in red, and then the browser will start to download the loan agreement. Okay, so this is how it will look like. All together will be 17 pages. Okay, and then on that particular document, it will also require the duty stamp. So what you need to do for the hard copy submission, basically the loan agreement that you have downloaded from the application side, you will need to print 2 sets of the loan agreement, all pages on single-sided. Right, and then you will need to fill the agreement with your signature and date. Okay, and then if you are submitting the loan agreement to APU, you just need to leave it blank for the saksi session, and we will do the certification for the saksi. And then on page 7, you will need to paste a 10 ringgit duty stamp for each set. Yeah, so you will need to buy 2 duty stamp. which because you will need to submit 2 sets of the loan agreement. Okay, so when is the deadline for the hard copy submission? So basically, as soon as the pre-approval release, estimate by 9 of July, we will also update an announcement in the student portal, which is the student app space. So we will come up with the deadline of the hard copy submission, as well as the procedure based on the latest PTPTN guideline, yeah? So no worries. The main thing now is for you to apply the online application latest by 30th Teams, or you may also write us at ptptn@apu.edu.my. If you have any question, you may just share in the comments. I'll try to reply to you live session. Yeah, maybe you can give around 5 minutes for all these Q&A session. Okay, there's a question from Wen Bin Chan. It requires parent income tax number. Okay, basically, when you are filling up the online application, the income tax number and EPF number is not a mandatory field. So it's up to you. You can, if you have it, basically what we advise students, if the parents do have the income tax number as well, the EPF number, please just fill in the details, yeah? It's not mandatory, but if you have it, please just fill it, yeah? Is there any other comments? Okay, another question from Nikki Shana Yong. All right, so you're mentioning that must submit the hard copy before 9 of July. Okay, the 9 of July is actually the time for PTPTN to process the online application. So even though, for example, those students who are submitting the online application by early of June, or the students submit on 28th of June, or maybe by 30th of June, PTPTN will only process the application after the closing date, which is the 30th of June. So the time within 1st July until 9 July is normally for them to process the application before they announce the pre-approval. So basically, the pre-approval will be released by 8 of or 9 of July, and the hard copy submission deadline will be much further. Normally, we will give around 2 weeks from the date stated in the loan agreement. Okay, easy for you to understand. It's within 4 days, 14 working days from the agreement date. So as soon as you have downloaded the loan agreement, you just see on top of the first page, it will mention the agreement date. So within 14 days, you need to ensure you submit it to APU or to any nearest PTPTN office. Okay, another question from David Shiu. What if retire? Still need to fill in? I believe that this is for the Butiran Penjaga or the Butiran for parent section, for Butiran Penjaga. Okay, let's say that if your parents are retired, please choose tidak bekerja and you are not to fill the amount of the salary. Okay, you choose tidak bekerja and then amount of salary, just leave it 0 because if you're retired without no income, just put it as 0, yeah? Any other question before we end our session? Yeah, same for income tax and EPF. Let's say that if your parents are already retired, so it's like I mentioned earlier, income tax and EPF number is not a mandatory for you to proceed. So you can leave it blank as well if your parents are retired and don't have any income. So you may leave it blank for income tax and EPF number as well, yeah? No problem, David Hugh. Okay, another thing is Nikishana Yong asks, when can I change my bank account number once I open the bank account? Okay, let's say when you are submitting the online application and you are not able to create the account, it's okay. Like I have mentioned, you write 10 digit of zero during the online application, and then to make sure that you are able to proceed to submit before the deadline of the online application. So after that, within 1st July until 9 July, before the PTPTN announced the pre-approval, within that time also you are still able to create the CIMB account. You can just proceed with the CIMB account. As soon as you have received the latest CIMB account number, you may just attach together with the PTPTN hard copy. So later we will update with PTPTN the latest your CIMB account number. So PTPTN will have to amend in the system and provide with the repayment. Yeah. Okay. Another question from Joel Emmanuel. I submitted already but forgot to submit matrix number. Is it okay? Okay. The matrix number is actually your student TP number. If you have submitted without filling up the matrix number, it should be fine. It will not affect the application. Yeah. Another one from Kimberly Chong. Do I need to send the hard copy by letter? Yes, hard copy means that you need to print and submit by hand, which is print out of the documents. Yeah, you cannot submit soft copy by email. It's not accepted. It must be printed in hard copy, and you will need to submit either to APU or to nearest PTPTN office. We will get back, we will announce in the student portal what you need to do, what is the document that you need to attach with the loan agreements before you submit to APU or to PTPTN office. Any other question? Okay, if there is no other question, in case you have any inquiries or you watch this video later and you have any inquiries, please write to us and we will be very happy to revert to you accordingly. Yeah. So I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to what I have been said. And then I really hope that you will able to submit the online application within the timeline given before 30th, latest by 30th of June. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much and have a good day ahead. Bye-bye.